Hello, people. I'm here with somebody who's very special. She's huge. She's Emma from the podcast Procrastination with Emma and from the YouTube channel Pronunciation with Emma. And she's also on Twitch. She's huge. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. I know the names can be quite confusing. I started as pronunciation with Emma, and then as time went on, I became procrastination with Emma.
Yeah.
But I'm well. Thank you for inviting me on today.
It's my pleasure. Emma, my first question for you is how did it all begin?
With my channel and everything.
Everything, all your journey.
So, it's quite a long journey, but I'll
Mhm.
try and keep it short for
Okay.
you and your listeners. So I started about 3 years ago, more or less, maybe just
Mhm.
a little bit over 3 years ago. Oh, actually, it'll be 4 years. It's 4 years now. And I started off with Instagram, but I started with YouTube about,
Mhm.
3 years ago.
Mhm.
So I was doing my master's degree in education TESOL, which stands
Mhm.
for Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, for people
Yeah.
who don't know.
Mhm.
When I finished that, I was on track to, get top grades for my master's and everything.
Mhm.
And I remember my dissertation supervisor said to me, Emma, where are you going to do your PhD? She just assumed I was going to do this PhD because I was doing quite well, with the masters and everything. And I said, I don't think I want to do a PhD. I think I want to do YouTube. She just looked at me. She was like on the edge of retiring, like she retired straight after that year, And she kind of looked at me like, oh, okay. So, I don't know whether she believed in me or not. I don't know. But I just knew I didn't want to go into academics anymore. I didn't want
Mhm.
to write a single essay again in my life. I feel I've
Mhm.
done my time and that's
Mhm.
it. So I started out on Instagram. Like I finished my dissertation in September. I was teaching privately in the city where I live now. So I wasn't teaching online or anything. And I used to run conversation clubs for free in my
Mhm.
city just to help people who were new to the city, get them
Mhm.
integrated, get them making friends, get them making contacts. So if, for example, like I once had a student like ask me, where can I buy pencil sharpeners and pens and things like that? So I could tell them where to go to like get the cheapest pens because they would go to the stationery shops and pay like
Mhm.
£3 for a pen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did that sort of thing, and it made like I created quite a nice community.
Mhm.
But with my masters and everything, it kind of had to die a little bit because I was so busy with that. So I remember looking at my bank account
Mhm.
thinking, I won't say exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking a bad word, but I was thinking, oh no, I don't have enough money for my rent this month. What can I do? So, of course, if you're teaching face to face, you're only limited to the people who are in your city. So I thought, well, why am I only targeting my city? Why don't I target the world? So I started out on Instagram and I managed to find
Mhm.
students that way. And thank goodness
Mhm.
I could like pay my bills and everything
Mhm.
that month. I was really struggling. And
Mhm.
then like some time passed doing that, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified of starting like this online journey, let's call it.
Mhm.
I was so scared of making videos, putting my face on the internet, because
Mhm.
you are in a vulnerable situation putting yourself out on the internet. It's
Mhm.
very different from just like writing comments and stuff like that. You put your face, your work, your time, your energy, sometimes your money into creating something, and it's very scary. So I started out with Instagram. After some months, some people like pushed me into YouTube, like do YouTube, it's better.
Mhm.
Start with YouTube, and here we are. And now it's like approaching my Instagram anniversary. So it's been like 4 years.
Yeah.
My YouTube anniversary will be in March. That will be another 4 years. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a long journey. Really.
And the numbers you've reached are amazing. 200,000. You
Yeah, like over
deserve
6
it.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know?
it's crazy. I honestly, like, I wanted to, so the reason why I started focusing
Mhm,
on pronunciation
mhm,
is because I wanted to help students.
mhm,
Contrary to what many people believe, I didn't want to help students with their pronunciation. I actually wanted to help students with their listening comprehension, because
mhm,
they would move to the UK, more
mhm,
specifically like to the
mhm,
city, because I was teaching in the
mhm,
city, of course.
mhm.
And I found that many students couldn't understand the accents in England. So
Yeah,
I would say something like, there's a car, or do you live far away, or something, and
yeah,
they're like, what
yeah,
what do you mean by
yeah,
car, far? And I would
yeah,
have to change into this almost like American accent,
yeah.
like car, like, okay, yeah, car, I understand. And I
Uh,
thought, this isn't right. Why do I have to
mhm,
change my accent to like
mhm,
an American way? This makes no
mhm,
sense.
mhm.
So I tried to look for materials on YouTube, like I did the typical teacher thing of
Mhm.
like, clearly my students just aren't looking properly when they say they can't find any, pronunciation and listening materials for
Yeah.
UK accents, specifically
Mhm.
England
Mhm.
accents. And I had a look thinking my students weren't looking hard enough, and I couldn't really find anything that I deemed as like, um, it, basically, I had something very particular in mind that I was looking for, and I couldn't find that. A lot of the pronunciation materials that were out at that time were either more American English,
Mhm.
or they were very, like, they didn't go in depth with pronunciation. They maybe touched on like the schwa or the an e sound, things like that. But I
I
wanted
agree.
stuff that went
Mhm.
into more detail, like stress, intonation, da 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 da. So I thought, well, if it's not there, I may as well do it. Be the change that I want to see. I'm gonna do it. I
Mhm.
was terrified,
Mhm.
but I knew I had the knowledge. Like, I studied phonetics and phonology at
Yeah.
uni during my masters. I've been teaching
Yeah.
for a while. Like, I knew the stuff. I just had to learn how to film it and explain it
Mhm.
and put it on the
Mhm.
internet and not be scared.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with you because I did my master's on accent reduction as well.
I
And I
saw.
did
That's
it
really
in
interesting.
Spain. Let me tell you why. I did accent reduction. People tell me, oh, you don't like people's accents. I said, of course not. I think it's beautiful. Any kind of accent, I think it's so nice. But the thing is, I wanted to help my Brazilian students to speak clearly and to understand and be understood. So when we talk about something like pragmatics, we give names to things, people go like maybe crazy. So if you teach them the correct sounds, like I studied the vocal tract of a Brazilian student and I made
Mm.
all the sounds, how they project and everything. My wife says you're crazy when I study that, because it was like 2 years working on that with a Brazilian student of mine. We have to know the IPA, the ins and outs of the language and everything. Brazilian Portuguese is a very nasal language. So we
It
we
is.
we
Yeah.
use the nose a lot, you know that. One person once asked me, "Why did you study accent reduction?" I said, "I studied accent reduction, not accent elimination. I think
Mhm.
accent is great." And then let me ask you, how can you measure your content creation now? Because you're huge. People love what you do. How does it feel?
Oh, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only word I can describe. Like, when I reached 200,000 subscribers quite
Mm-hmm.
recently and
Mm-hmm.
6 million views, I
Mm-hmm.
remember I told my boyfriend about it, who is
Mm-hmm.
like the complete opposite of me. Like, he doesn't like social media.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want any pictures of himself and,
Yeah.
and things like that. He's
Mm-hmm.
the complete opposite to me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I told him about it, I said, "Oh, yes, I've hit these two huge milestones, very close to each other." And he said,
Mm-hmm.
"That's amazing. That's amazing. How do you feel?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel, because I'm just a young woman who makes videos on her sofa to help people. And for me, like, nothing has really changed. When I had for example, like 100 subscribers compared to 200,000, and it's going to go up and up and up,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I feel like nothing has changed about me, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Like, I
Yeah.
don't feel, I don't know, some people kind of feel a bit, they lose touch with the world, and they kind of feel they're
Yeah.
better than other people and stuff.
Yeah.
But I still feel like just someone who makes videos
Yeah.
in their living room, literally on this sofa, and I could never really explain it. I just feel like, oh yeah, I've hit that milestone. Now it's time for 300,000. Now it's time for 400,000. And for me, I'm just kind of reaching these milestones. And from time to time, I remember my editor, because I had to get an editor because I just had no time otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
My editor did a video for me. They sent it over and I checked it and everything, made sure it was okay, because sometimes there are typos, or I want something changing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent me this video, and I think I reached sort of like 150,000 subscribers at that point. And they sent me this video, and I was just watching it, and then like the outro started of the video with the music and everything, and I just like started crying, like just out of the blue, just like started crying.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend was sitting just here, like just next to me. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, "What's wrong with you, Emma? What's wrong?" I said, "I'm just like, it's just hit me that I make YouTube videos and people watch them, like thousands of people watch them."
Mm-hmm.
So from time to time, it will hit me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll kind of be like, whoa, holy cow, people are watching this. It's a very weird feeling, and I don't know if I'll ever get used to it.
Yeah. And what I'm gonna tell you is just a drop in the ocean. I just got 1,000 subscribers, and I
But that's
started YouTube,
amazing.
and I started YouTube 1 year ago.
Yeah,
But
that's amazing though.
and when I saw that, my wife looked at me and said, "What now?" I said, "I don't know." Because I am like you. I always tell people I am a work in progress, and I'll always be. And being humble and down to earth, I think that's key. I receive a lot of videos from subscribers, and I get shocked with the amount of love and support that I receive from them. I am a little bit nervous because I'm talking to you, but everything's
No.
fine, you know? Go
It's
ahead.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I think about like
Uh-huh.
you know like I think it was maybe like a month or so ago, I was so busy, like
Mhm.
really really busy with my
Mhm.
classes, with
Yeah.
my course, then with YouTube,
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
everything, life, because life is
Mhm.
another thing you've got to
Yeah.
deal with,
Mhm.
and then honestly I was thinking like, oh, I might just stop YouTube for a while. I might
Mhm.
just have a break and
Yeah.
go off YouTube for some
Mhm.
time. And then I
Mhm.
just went into my comments section on
Mm.
YouTube, and I was just reading, and there were just so many nice comments, just like, please, can you
Yeah.
make another video about this
Yeah.
topic? Or, I'm waiting for your next video, or
Yeah.
I just passed my exam, blah, blah, blah. And on that same day as well, I had a DM on Instagram, because I do check my DMs.
Okay.
And I checked this one in particular, and it said something along the lines of, I can't remember exactly, but it was along the lines of, Emma, I just want to thank you so much. I had an exam, a phonetics exam, and I was able to pass it. You've really helped me out. I mean, I've not taught to this student. It's literally just like through my channel. And
Mhm.
again, it's like that moment of like, oh my God, I've like helped a person. Like, I've never met this person, but it's just that realization of, again, like, I've helped another person just from making a video on my sofa.
Yeah, it's priceless. And let me tell you one thing. When I started doing YouTube 1 year ago, I wanted to do something different, and I love to tell people stories. And I said, I'm going to start with the interviews. I'm going to tell you why. I am a disabled person at birth. I didn't have many friends at school because they told me it would be too high maintenance to go around town with me to hang out and everything. I don't want the audience to feel bad for me, but that's the real truth. And I think consciously or unconsciously, I started doing these interviews. And I felt so great because when I tell people stories, I want to learn from them and learn with them at the same time.
Mhm.
And I started with a guest from Qatar who was a friend of mine, and then Bob the Canadian. Things started doing well, and I was so happy. But I think that because of my disability, I went to school to learn English because of, you're gonna laugh so hard now. I went to school to learn English because of Madonna. I saw
Oh,
Madonna on TV.
wow.
I was
She is an
7 years.
inspiration.
Yeah, I saw Madonna on TV. I was 7 years old. And I turned
Wow.
to my father and I said, Dad, I want to go to school to learn English because I want to see what this wonderful woman's talking about. And then I went to
Uh-huh.
school and I fell in love with the English language. But I didn't have the chance to choose in between American English or British English because I live in a very small town in the state of São Paulo, Brazil. I am considered a redneck, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because I live in
I
the
see.
forgotten corners of the world. Never in a million years I thought English would give me the chance to be talking to you today. And I
Oh,
chose to
no.
be an English teacher because it was something that I could do sitting.
Mhm.
My mobility restrictions wouldn't be so impaired. And then now, after all those years, I am happy. I have children. I am married to my lovely wife. And I'm talking to you today. So things are happening so fast that I can't even see, you know? And I will
Yeah.
tell you something. I'm dating myself, but I don't care. I study English for 35 years because I never stop. And I teach English for 25 years, as I told you. And this is so gratifying. I have a friend from Manchester that he tells me, I would never teach a language that is not my language because English is a second language to me. So
Mm.
I have to go out of my comfort zone every day because I'm not speaking Portuguese, but that's what I love. And I would like to thank you because I love your language. And if it wasn't for your language, I wouldn't be here today talking to you.
I feel
Mm.
though that English, it's a world language.
Yeah,
English is a world language
yeah,
and it belongs to no one.
yeah,
You have your English and it has
yeah.
created you as a
Hmm.
person.
Yeah.
And that is amazing. And,
Hmm.
I have my English and
Yeah.
my version, and
Hmm.
that's created me as a person.
Hmm.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about English is that it
Hmm.
is considered a world language and we
Yeah.
each have
Yeah.
our own
Yeah.
English.
Yeah. I agree. Let me ask you one other thing. YouTube, Twitch, or podcast? Which is your favorite?
Twitch. I love Twitch. I'm
Uh-huh.
absolutely obsessed with Twitch. If I could go full-time Twitch streamer, I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know what Twitch is, because I get asked
Hmm.
this a lot,
Hmm.
it's like YouTube, but with YouTube, you go to watch videos. With
Hmm.
Twitch, you go to watch live streams. So it's only
Hmm.
live streams. So you've got
Hmm.
to be there when the person you want to see is live. Otherwise,
Hmm.
their channel is just empty.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's like walking into these different rooms, little virtual rooms, and
Hmm.
people are just playing
Hmm.
games. Some
Hmm.
people do painting, body painting, you know, they
Yeah.
do all sorts, dancing,
Yeah.
tutorials, cooking,
Hmm.
singing, guitar, music.
Hmm.
Yeah, now I
Awesome.
love Twitch.
I am subscribed to you on Twitch.
That's great.
What do you do when you have free time because you're so busy?
Whenever it's free. Yeah, it's a good question because Emma isn't usually free. But Emma is trying to get some free time back. But no, when I'm free and I'm not doing any work or anything,
Hmm.
I have tried to start doing some new hobbies now that things are opening up in
Hmm.
the UK
Hmm.
and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Things
Hmm.
are almost back to
Hmm.
normal, if I can use that.
Hmm.
So I started going bouldering. For many
Hmm.
people who don't know, it's like say that again. It's like rock climbing, but
Yeah.
indoors. And you have like the wall with the different colors, and you have to do that. So
Hmm.
I started doing that, which is really good because I hate the
Hmm.
gym. And because it's getting colder and rainier and more miserable, I don't want to go jogging. So this is great. I can do that. It's not the safest sports. Like I actually went bouldering this morning and I slipped and I should have let go. But of course, your instinct is not to let go and fall to the ground, right? Your instinct is to hold on for dear life. That's what I did. And I stretched out my whole body and I felt every vertebrae in my spine click. It was great, you know. I feel like a new woman now. But cooking as well.
It's amazing because I don't have much free time. When I have free time, I have the children. I have a teenager and a preschooler and my wife. So you have to be a father, a teacher, a husband. And I teach from 8 in the morning up to 9 at night every single day. In 10 years, what will you be doing?
What will I be doing? Oh, that's such a good question. You know what? I had a lesson just the other day on future perfect and future perfect continuous, and we were talking about this. How weird is that? But in 10 years' time, I will be happier than I am now. That's all I hope. I'm not saying that I'm sad now. I'm not in a bad place. I'm not miserable, but I just hope that I'm happier, whatever I'm doing. And I hope that I'm still working for myself because I never want to work for companies ever again. They were stressful. They just, eat all of your free time. And it's just not the life for me is working for a school. But that's what I hope, that I'm happier. I'm living by the sea because as like many of my followers and viewers and listeners know, like my one goal in life, like I only have one goal, and it's not to be rich or famous or whatever. It's literally just to have a house by the sea where I can open up my windows and I can see the ocean.
Do you want to have children?
Oh, I am not bothered. You know, whenever people ask me this question and I say I'm not bothered, they're like, how can't you be bothered? You either want them or you don't. But I always feel that I'm too busy to think about things like that. Right now I have a pet hamster. His name is Ninja. He is super fat, super cute, super fluffy. He stinks all the time. I love him to bits. I think he hates me though. And I consider him my baby. So although I, you know, said I'm not too bothered about children or not, I would love to have animals. Like I grew up with animals. That's one thing I would love to have. A place by the sea and dogs, cats, chickens. Oh, I'd love some chickens. I would rather have chickens over children. That's what I would have.
I got you. Well, now we're going to the rapid round game where I'm going to ask you some questions, and people love this game, and we're gonna have some fun. No, don't be. I am nervous. I'm shaking here. You're not seeing.
No.
All right.
Okay.
English is
great. You should learn it with us by subscribing.
My family is
dysfunctional, crazy.
Being a content creator
is very hard work and underrated and undervalued.
This one we're gonna left together. British English or American English?
Can I change this and say Yorkshire? I always say this when people are like British or American, I'm like Yorkshire. This is where I'm from.
Awesome.
A British.
The most beautiful English word for me is?
Okay, for me, the most beautiful English word doesn't have a beautiful meaning, but I love the word vile. I don't know why. It for anyone who doesn't know the meaning, it means disgusting. Like, oh, I had that soup and it tasted vile. It tasted disgusting. But I love that combination. Like, just that nice diphthong and you know the V and the dark L, vile. Like, I don't know. It's so nice. It's a shame it has such a bad meaning, but yeah. I do like it. I also like some little words like this is more of a dialect word from Yorkshire. I'm going to
Mhm.
teach everyone a dialect word now, but I
Please.
really like yeah, I like the word snicket
Uh-huh.
in Yorkshire dialect,
Mhm.
which how would I a shortcut. It would be a shortcut in normal
Mhm.
English, let's say.
Mhm.
So yeah, I like the word snicket. I like the word like I like the way it sounds and like
Mhm.
pickle. These sort of like
Mhm.
sort of sounds. Pickle.
Mhm.
It sounds cute
Yeah.
and stick it. These sorts of words.
The mountains or the city?
Ooh, it depends. Would I have to climb the mountains? Because I
I
think
don't
I've
know.
done my backing. I don't want to do any more climbing for a while.
I don't know.
Just mountains.
And the last question is, when are you coming down to Brazil to visit?
Oh, I visited Brazil literally just before the pandemic. Can you
Mhm.
believe that
Mhm.
my boyfriend and I went to Brazil, Uruguay,
Mhm.
and Argentina for 3 weeks, 1 week in each place,
Where
and
in Brazil?
Rio.
Rio's amazing.
It was so nice, and I feel like it was just a little taste. So I really want to go back because, of course, visiting Rio. I've not visited Brazil. I visited
Yeah.
Rio.
Yeah.
Brazil is huge. So
Yeah.
yes, I'd like to go back again.
Then then you would come down to my neck of the woods, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm joking. I live very far away from Rio, but if you could come with your boyfriend, it would be amazing to meet you.
Want to go to Sao Paulo, so it
Yeah.
would be quite
Yeah.
nice.
It's very cool as well, you know. And now it's your turn. You can ask me the questions.
So, something favorite. Your favorite meal?
My favorite meal
Mhm.
besides pizza, Brazilian staple food, rice and beans. I love it. White rice and beans, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, I was quite lucky to try some Brazilian food. Well,
Yeah,
a lot of Brazilian food when I was
yeah,
in Rio. It
yeah.
was really nice.
I have a sweet tooth as well. That's the problem.
So
I
this will
love,
be my second question. What's your
okay,
favorite sweet to eat? Your sweet thing, I should say.
ice cream,
What kind? What flavor?
chocolate, vanilla, whatever, I don't know,
Whatever's on
strawberry,
offer.
whatever is offering.
It's just like one of
I
each,
love it.
please. If I gave you a plane ticket right now to go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
To England,
Where?
Manchester, London. I never been to Europe before. I just been to the States
Mm.
quite a few times. My favorite place on earth is New York. I love New York,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, but I want to go to Europe. I'm crazy to visit England. And when I have time, I hope I can go, you know.
Yeah, it's always that same
Yeah,
old
yeah,
time and
yeah,
money. When we have one, we never have the other.
yeah, yeah. Before we finish, I would like to say that we have a friend in common, Zdenek. He's amazing. I hope
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
watching.
You better
Uh,
be.
Yeah. And also, I always have a sentence, a quote, a takeaway. And for you is keep growing, keep doing what you're doing, keep being friendly as you are. So cool, so nice. And thank you for being so kind to me and my audience. I am sure that they loved you because they know you. Thank you for the job that you're doing. Keep
Thank
teaching
you.
pronunciation, which is something that I love to do as well. Thank
I
you so
definitely
much.
will. Yeah, the world needs more pronunciation experts to help learners, that's for sure.
Thank you
But yeah,
so
thank you so
much.
much. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Well, I got to the end. I could do it because I was so nervous. I hope you liked it. See you next week. Bye bye. Thank you. See you. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy, he's so humble, he's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye bye, God bless.